Hey, I know what you did. I saw you earlier. Aw, I'm just messing with you. But today's 5-minute devotional, Jesus says a similar thing to Nathanael. He's not messing with him. It's John chapter 1, starting at verse 43, going through the end of the chapter. The next day Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael, said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him and said to him, "Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God, you are the King of Israel." Jesus answered him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven opened, and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." So, we're following Jesus picking up more and more disciples. And Jesus is going to Galilee, sort of the region around where he's from, and he's got Philip now following him, and Philip goes and finds this guy Nathanael and basically says, "We found the Messiah." And Nathanael is really skeptical. And the first thing we see here is the way that Jesus picks up followers is by people going and trying to bring other people to meet Jesus. It's pretty simple. It's actually still the way it works mostly today. But Nathanael's got some questions. First of all, this guy Jesus, he's from Nazareth. Nazareth is a nowhere little town, and he's not buying that the Messiah could come from a place like that. Not only that, but if Nathanael really knows his scriptures, he knows that the Messiah is supposed to come from Bethlehem, not Nazareth. So he's got some actual, factual concerns. Now, if you guys know, Jesus was actually born in Bethlehem, but he grew up in Nazareth. But Nathanael doesn't know that, so he's got legitimate concerns here. So, adding to those concerns, the moment Jesus sees him, Jesus is like, "Hey, Nathanael, you know what? You're a true guy, man. You're like one of the real Israelites. And Nathanael's like, "You don't know me. How do you know me?" I don't know if you've ever had that experience as someone comes up to you and they don't know you and they're already pretending that they love you and praise you. And that's really not usually a good sign, because how do they know? Maybe they're just trying to win your favor somehow in a weird way. But it was actually different with Jesus, because as we saw with Peter, Jesus could actually tell what was in people. So Jesus goes on to sort of prove it to Nathanael. And he said, "Hey, before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you, Nathanael." Now, this is one of those points we're going to see a couple in John where people have talked for hundreds of years about what was going on. What was Nathanael doing under the fig tree that Jesus saw? I don't know. Was he studying the scriptures? Was he praying? Was he specifically praying for being able to see the Messiah? We don't know. And I actually think the point is that we don't know. Whatever Nathanael was doing, it was private. Whatever he was thinking or praying or reading or whatever it was that was happening under that fig tree, we don't know. And Nathanael's assuming that no one else would know either. But Jesus knew. And that Jesus knowing him and not just superficially saying, "Hey, you're a good guy," but saying something to point something out that only Nathanael thought he and God would know. Jesus drills down to that. And that is what happens to make Nathanael say, "Oh my gosh, you are the guy, you are the Messiah." When Nathanael sees that Jesus actually knows and sees him. So Jesus is like, oh, that's all it took. I just needed to show you that I see you and I know who you are. You're going to see greater stuff than this. And then he references something that happened to one of Nathanael's ancestors, of having the heavens open and a vision of angels ascending and descending, which happened to Jacob. He's like, oh, you follow me. This is just the beginning. And I think that's what Jesus would say to all of us today. Oh, I'm glad you believe. Hey, follow me. You're going to see more. It's going to be great.